Shalom and good morning for all of us. I say thanks for the opportunity today because I am still given the opportunity to be able to stand in this place. My honorable all my lectures, my honorable all the audience, and my honorable all my dear friends. As a religious people, we should say praise and thanks for God because of His blessing we still in hard condition, even in hard situation right now. Well, before presenting our debate for today, more better if I introduce myself first as a chairperson for the debate. Let me introduce myself. My name is Deo Et Patria. I'm 19 years old. I came from Samosir and currently I continue my education at the HKBP NOMMENSEN University MEDAN in English Education 2019 and now I'm a third semester. Well, here I will read the rules that must be followed by every participant for the debate today. First, we use the motion THW. This holds what pursuing high index and grade point average or active organization for students on campus. Second, the timekeeper and the chairperson is Darina Spinjak. The third, positive team will be group 5 as Tasya Amelia Sembiring, Putri Ayu Pangkabian and Darina Spinjak, and the negative team will be group 6 as Nirwan Hasian Simangungsong, Agustia Raspasuni Sembiring, and Rahel Borusidabutar. So, this is the important rules that must be followed by every participant for the debate today. First, the time given to each team to present their argument regarding to the topic debate is 7 minutes. Second, each team that submit their argument more than 7 minutes will be disqualified. Third, the time start counting whether each team start talking. And the last, each team is free to give opinion for the opposing team according to the question and the argument presented. Well, all the participants, please follow the rules in today's debate. And our debate starts from the positive team to provide argument and negative team to give an opinion. The debate with the topic pursuing high index and grade point average or active organization for students on campus, we start from the positive team. Time is yours.
Students' organizations are means of self-development for students towards broadening their horizons and enhancing their intellectual and personal integrity, which are prepared to become members of society who have ability that can be applied, developed, and equipped to us to improve people's life. Organized based on the principles of by and for students by giving students greater role and flexibility. What we do in students' organizations is a lesson, a struggle to be able to provide benefits to the environment and the surrounding community in their role as a society and nation. Students are also required to be aware and feel the real conditions of their community who are experiencing a multidimensional crisis and express their empathy in the action. When they believe in the truth, true students will give instantly without strings here, head, and short. Their strong analytical power is supported by the scientific specialization. They are students to make their systems intellectually based. Campus is a picture of the real society because it has similarities in the problem, conflict, and social structure wide real society. A good simulations even for students to get surplus when they are really involved and get into the real community. Students' activity are the sex where a student gains knowledge and experience while in college. self-intellections in the context of learning to be applied in the life to come. It is not appropriate for someone to be called a student without following the conscience of the identity inherent in a student's fulfillment of the overt conscience of this identity makes students have meaning as students, really students, for students, not just students who only have such high scores but cannot have an impact of society.
I do not agree with your opinion because why are so many organizations that do not have a clear objective? The background for holding the organization is not based on the needs to the user world or is beneficial to students. Why should we follow an organization if the direction and goals are not clear and real? In addition, many people whose management is not clear, who support the event, where does the funds come from, who is active in the activities, what is the story of the active background. I think if everything should be explored first, and the most frequent conflict is the placement of member not according to their interest and talent. I often hear my friends attracting children new to the committee or organization because they lack human resource. Those who do not know anything are ordered to earn research and resource section, or those who are asked to become the documentation section. The point is, before we decide to join the committee or become an organization administration, make sure we are going to do anything, and make sure that we are ready to bear the consequences that will be received if we join. Do not, after working for some time, have to resign because of inability. It would be better if we as students only be focused, then we will get HKBP according to our expectation, and also we will not experience many difficult while studying and doing campus assessment, because we already have more time to study. And if you can make it easy for kids, why should it be difficult with a lot of activities that drain a lot of time and energy? Thank you.
Being a student is not easy, but it can be made easier if we want to do it well. The trick, we must carry out our obligation as students properly. Being a student is not just an ordinary student. We must follow the flow of campus associations. Of course, associations that have a positive impact on our lecturers. On campus, we must be able to get used to showing a high social sense. This can all be realized by joining organizations on campus. There we can show that we are able to have a good impact on the campus environment. We should be able to be an example for our other colleges and juniors who will join later. And in my opinion, organization is something that cannot be separated from students studying on campus. Organization is actually very important for our good as students. By organizing, we are able to find our true identity as intellectuals. In organizations, we can get to know the wider campus world. For example, if we are a student who is not familiar with speeches or is often nervous when speaking in front of a crowd, by organizing, we will be nurtured for this. At last, leaving the organizations, we are able to speak openly in front of the crowd, and the main aspect that we must have in an organization. That is, we must have a mental. If you already have the mentality to be anchored in an organization, it will be easy for us to continue to the next journey. After that, then we carry out coaching in the organization well. Unlike people who have never organized themselves, let alone speaking in front of the crowd, discussing with a small scope is not able to hold an opinion. And here are some of the benefits of organizing for students, namely, the first is expand the association. The second is increase insight or knowledge. The third is shaping a better mindset. The fourth is be strong in the face of pressure. And the fifth is improve communication skills. The sixth is training leadership. The seventh is learn to manage our time. The eighth is expanding the network or networking. The ninth is home social skills. And the last is the real world of work training event. I think that's all. Thank you.
In my opinion, the organization is not too good for a student because it has disadvantages following organization on campus for students, namely being less focused on studying in classroom if you are not good at dividing your time. Then the main cause is to learn to be neglected attributes and others. According to Ardiansyah, 2011, there is a spread impression of students who are too active in the organization because there are many student organization actives who become internal students and are prone to drop out or DO. This is because the activities student organization sometimes have extraordinary activities, so that lecture have activities will sometimes be disrupted by the existence of organizational activities. There are also students who deliberately prefer organization over pre-class activities because they are too cool. Meanwhile, students who are not active in the organization of course only think about lecture activities. This is what makes students who are apathetic to organizational activities will graduate faster than students who become active of student organization. There is also a student who follow more than one organization, so this is very time consuming. Because of this, he often comes home late at night, so he neglected his main task as a student to study. Students should only be advised to join one organization, but they really do it, and the student must also be smart in dividing his time between organization and learning. After all, the main task for a student is to learn to get a high IPK. Another negative effects of being too active in participating in organizational activities is that students who come from outside the city really return to their hometown during long holidays.
It should be a good opportunity to return to their hometown for students who come from out of town. However, the students who are active in the organization will find it difficult to determine the right time to return to their village because of their busy schedule. The head of student organization should determine a good time to gather and a good time to rest. Because most student organizations set time together too often, even though students also need time for the educate rest, time with friends or family, and also need time to do assessment given from lecture.
So, this is the solution for our debate for today. Campus is a place to study and gain knowledge for students. Campus is also a medium of expression students because there are so many activities on campus and we can participate according to our daily and hobby. In addition, campus is also a forum of socializing between the faculty one each other. And we can make all of that by joining the organization on campus. Organization is container that accommodates more than one person to working together and receive the certain goals. The campus organization not only plays for learn, but students must try to be more independent and develop according to their respective abilities. There are types of the organization that are general on campus, especially in HKBP NOMMENSEN University MEDAN. First, Student Executive Board. Second, Student Activity Unit. And the last, Department Student Association. Campus organization is the obligation of the higher education to hold the activities students related to education, research, and community service, are commonly referred to three dharma of the higher education. So that should become a main foundation to the student carry out their activity and action on campus through the activity campus organization. The positive impact given by the organization for students on campus are: first, leadership training. Everyone who joins in organization is able to coordinate with blue members, get together, and move in forming a program for commonly interest, and it can be trained and from a leadership spirit. The second one, the positive impact given by the organization for students is entrepreneurship training. In organization, training and understanding will be given a learn to create a product and market it, and the result will be managed together. The second one, the positive impact given by the organization for students is practicing self-discipline. Students who follow the organization will be improve their discipline and good use of time. And the life is remain with directed time discipline. And we can use the time for worship, working, and usable activity. And the last, the positive impact given by the organization for the students, and more important is either for index and grade point average. Students who follow the organization or the participant in organization will receive the certain goals such as high index and grade point average. So start from now, keep yourself with the positive thing, because if we came from the positive learning environment, the result that we will receive is the best. And remember, success never promised in high level, but success came from our moral and soul society we have.
Okay, here I will give the solution. Student is a people who has reached a higher level. A student is someone who is studying in college. A student is someone who has potential to understand change and development in the world of education and the community, who has a position and role as an agent of change, social control, and the future leader. Students, as part of the youth in society who inevitable are directly involved in every social phenomenon, must be able to implement their significant abilities in occurring change in society towards civilization. Organization is a system or container consists of a structured and systematic group of individuals who interact with each other, usually rejoice and have common hopes and interests to achieve common goals. In organization, students they try to find new experience and usable new knowledge through activities in the organization, which are expected to support the student achievement index score. Although, there are some people who assume the organization interfere with lectures, with various specifications, views, and paradigma of the student themselves, including organization is not important. A waste of time makes students score decrease because they are too busy in the organization, while lectures are neglected. The organization has no benefit if only interface with lecture active. Some even say that follow the organization to learn to like. However, all of that returns to the individual student himself, how he or she includes the organization properly without a confusion between the organization and the lecture itself. As said by Robert K. Merton, there is often confusion between the subject motives and the notions of functions. Function itself is of several results that leads to adaptations in adjustment in a system. Meanwhile, the consequences that do not fit in the system in this concept to Merton include these functions. Organization influence on student achievements, namely by examining the effect of students' participation in the organization of the grade point score. Obviously give a positive impact on student achievements index score or IPK. The influence of students' participation in organization on the grade point average and want to prove that the organization doesn't have a negative impact on student achievement score, but on the contrary, or has a positive impact. And also, with organization can make achievements increase because in organization you can get a variety of knowledge that can increase academic value, help in a process of interaction and communication well, managing time well, learning to be responsible, learning to lead and rule and independent learning, learn solidarity and self-regard and practice skill in speaking and so on. So that in the end you can get the result of students who follow the organization and achieve a greater maturity. I think that's all I can give the solution with you all. Thank you and very much.
Okay, I think that's all about our debate for today. I apologize if we have a mistake with our pronunciation, our action, and our expression. And if you like our video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Step by step, the clock is ticking, but there's no time for me.